So this is the brand new ASUS ProArt P16, and right now it's one of the best creator laptops you can buy on the PC side. ASUS got a lot right here, added one standout feature that most laptops don't have yet, and fixed a big annoyance from the previous model. But before I dive in, about 80% of you watch my videos don't subscribe. I mean, come on, get away from the window, come inside, grab a seat and hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss more videos like this. Also, thank you ASUS for partnering on this video. The design is obviously inspired by the ASUS Zephyrus G16. They just cleaned it up and dialed it down for professionals. The lid is minimal, it's matte black, aluminum, mil STD tested, and yes, it'll show some fingerprints because it's black. You get the subtle ProArt logo on the bottom left, and the whole thing feels premium in the hand. It doesn't weigh a ton, about 1.95 kilograms, which is 4.3 pounds. Add in the 240 watt power brick and you're over 5. But with the kind of GPU inside, you'll want that headroom. The edges are nicely rounded with a polished two-tone accent along the sides. Ports are excellent. On the left-hand side, you have your proprietary power connector, HDMI, USB-C, this is USB 4.0, USB-A, and of course you have your combo audio jack. On the other side, you have a USB-C port. This one is not USB 4. Then you have another USB-A port and a full-size SD card slot. You have enough ports that you don't need to carry a dongle with you. Open it up one-handed to a clean black deck without a numpad. Now, personally, I prefer the symmetry. More space to type, no RGB is present, but it does have a crisp white backlight with multiple levels to choose from. Key travel, clicky and comfortable. One of the better typing experience on any creator laptop. The touchpad is massive, smooth, glass, and super accurate, but I do wish it were haptic at this price point, but it still feels great for being mechanical. And then there's the ASUS DialPad. Swipe diagonally from the top right, and then you see a little light pop up on the left. Use it to scrub timelines, adjust the brush size, or tweak system settings like volume and brightness. Now, it does work in multiple applications. Like for me, I mostly use it in DaVinci Resolve, but it works in Premiere Pro, Lightroom, Photoshop, and way more. And of course, you can customize it to your workflow by adding your own functions. Now, thankfully, you do get 6 speakers, and the setup sounds surprisingly big for a 16-inch chassis. I'm gonna play a little sample for you, and you guys let me know how it sounds. But the star of the show, hands down, is this display. This panel is absolutely ridiculous. One of the nicest I've seen on a laptop, period. It's an ASUS Lumina Pro OLED with Tandem OLED technology for higher, sustained brightness and longevity. We're talking about up to 1600 nits of peak brightness. HDR content looks incredible. The resolution is 3840 by 2400, so 4K plus. 1610, it supports 120 Hz VRR and true 10-bit color. Like last year's capped at 60 Hz completely broke my heart. Like that was ridiculous. This year, we're finally healed. And look, side by side with a 16-inch mini LED MacBook Pro 16, the ProArt's contrast and color pop make Apple's screen look a bit muted. If you edit or just watch content, this is the display to beat right now. They also didn't go full matte or full glossy. It's a light, low reflection coating that knocks about up to 65% of reflections while keeping the vibrant glossy look. Now we gotta talk about software for a second because there's obviously no Armory crate here. This is not a gaming laptop. Instead, you're using ASUS's ProArt Creator Hub, which takes its place. Now, it's a little simpler. Their performance profiles and menu controls are there if you want to tune CPU power and fan curves. Then there's StoryCube, ASUS's new AI-assisted media hub that ingests footage from local drives and clouds. It auto-organizes it and lets you do quick selects before sending this clip to your NLE. There's even a GoPro integration. Like I have the new GoPro Max 2 and I was able to pull my 360 footage directly into StoryCube and preview it. Just note, it won't let you edit GoPro 360 footage natively. If you want to do that, you have to convert it, but it can still be organized for your workflow. Now, unfortunately, there's no fingerprint scanner, but you do get an IR webcam at the top, which supports Windows Hello facial recognition. Look, it's quick, and I'll take that over typing in a password any day of the week. Okay, so this is what the 1080p webcam looks like. I'm using studio lighting. It's nighttime here, so I can't use daylight, but you guys let me know how it looks and how does the microphone sound. But we gotta talk about performance. And we've seen this CPU before. It's an AMD Ryzen AI 9 HX370. We know it's strong, and it's paired with an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5090 laptop GPU. 24 gigabytes of VRAM, 64 gigabytes of very fast RAM, Wi-Fi 7, and up to 4 terabytes of NVMe SSD storage. In short, this thing is an absolute monster. Single core is what you'd expect for AMD, not the absolute king, but plenty fast. Multi-core is excellent for compiling, simulation, and heavy exports. In Photoshop, everything flies. And sure, Apple's unified memory still posts crazy numbers, but once you switch to video with GPU effects, this 5090 really stretches its legs. New encoders are faster, scrubbing is smoother with fewer drop frames, and accelerated effects finish quicker. In fact, I did a render test against the MacBook Pro 16 with M4 Max, and the ProArt P16 beat it out by almost 2 minutes. For context, this 5090 runs at around 120 watts in performance mode, which is what I did all my testing on, but if you pop it into manual mode, you can push it up to 135 watts and get even more performance. So look, real world performance lands near a 175 watt RTX 5080 like you'd find in a SCAR 16. You're basically trading a little top-end GPU wattage for a lighter, quieter chassis and that incredible tandem OLED display. But we also have to talk about gaming, right? Because we finally have a 120 Hz OLED display, which we didn't have last year. And you're gonna want a game on this. UHD Plus 4K isn't realistic for every AAA title on a laptop. I think for most people, QHD Plus is going to be the sweet spot. It's gonna be gorgeous and smooth at that resolution. This is the resolution you wanna play most games on. Now, some people might wanna take it down to even 1920 by 1200. And at that resolution, you can pretty much play any game on. Older or lighter titles like Overwatch can go to 4K plus at high FPS, and newer ones like Black Myth Wukong benefit from NVIDIA's multi-frame generation if you're okay with a touch more latency. Now, this is not a big deal in single player games, but probably not a smart move for competitive shooters. Now, here's the thing, under full tilt, fans hit the mid 50 dB range. Noticeable, but not entirely obnoxious, and definitely quieter than most gaming laptops. In balanced, you're in the low 40s. Like, this is the one I recommend if you're in a classroom. Perfectly fine for that classroom or meeting space. Quiet is near silent for writing or light edits, and obviously you're going to be reducing the performance once you get the fans that low. But here's the good news. The vapor chamber inside of here keeps the CPU, GPU in the low 80s under sustained load. The keyboard deck does get warm like most laptops like this, but never hot to the touch. For a thin and light laptop with this much power, the thermals are excellent. Now, getting it super easy. There's a bunch of screws on the back, and you also have 2 feet up here with 2 hidden screws, so make sure you remove those feet first. And there's also a captive screw on the bottom right. The first thing that I noticed, besides this being all aluminum, is that there's dust filters here. So this is gonna prevent any dust from building up inside of your laptop. It's not perfect, so every once a year, maybe you should still open it up and clean it, but this will help. Once you're in, you see that big, beautiful vapor chamber cooler. The CPU is using a liquid metal from Thermal Grizzly, and you have 2 drive slots over here. Both of them are currently populated, and they both get good read and write speeds. But look, you have your swappable Wi-Fi card, and then you have a big 90 watt hour battery. I was getting over 10 hours of use before needing to charge. So here's the bottom line. I love this laptop, but yes, it is expensive. You are paying extra to get that 5090, and you are paying extra to get one of the best displays on the market today. And if you want like everything you've always wanted in a laptop this size, this is pretty much giving it to you. Either way, if you have any questions about this laptop, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll also place a link in the description in case you're interested in checking it out. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.